had to put a cough drop in for this review because we have a lot to talk about. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Madam Web 4DX. Okay, I'm a little late to the party on actually putting this out. I'm okay with that. You've probably already seen a lot of the reviews, YouTubers dogging the shit out of it, saying it's horrible, horrible, horrible. Morbius versus this movie, which one's worse? Me personally, I'm going with Madam Web is a little worse. But let's talk about just the technical fuckery with this movie, which doesn't make sense and just a contradictory of it, because you know this is bad acting, you know it's a bad script, you notice everything about this movie is cheap, yet with an $80 million budget. A lot of stuff makes no sense. I'm a stickler for looking at mistakes in movies, being like, okay, I can handle some mistakes here and there, but when it's this far-fetchedly fucked, I gotta talk about this. Okay, good. The 4DX, yes. This 4DX did have different movement with the seats. Some janky, some slow, some just type, and you're like, okay, that's cool, that's completely fine. And the 4DX was the best part of the film, even though when they make this film, I don't think they think about a 4DX seat. So I don't know if I say congratulations to the filmmakers or just congratulations to Regal for making a good 4DX experience. All right, the positives of this movie. You could say there is one decent scene where she hugs her mother. That's all I'm going to say. But how? How does that person get hugged? It makes no sense in this movie. Now, I'm just going to talk about a timeline of this movie and where just shenanigans makes no damn sense. Okay, we're in Peru looking for spiders because she wants to find a spider. First off, she's a dick because some guys are umbrella. She's like, thank you for the umbrella. It's like, okay, what the hostility doesn't need to happen. All right, and I know for a fact there's something that happens in this movie where you're like, okay, so in Peru, there's these random ass spider people that no one knows about and like is never talked about in other movies, other Spider-Mans, other like, because it's like Peter Parker's the only one, but it seems like that's not the case because there's been spider people all along in Peru. Maybe this isn't a Madam Web comics, and I just don't know. But I need help figuring that out. Okay, so first off, she's just not a nice character. And then, of course, she gets shot. And, of course, that's the whole twist with the whole hugging of the mother. But you're just like, you learn about what's going to happen if she doesn't look for the spider. Sure. But at a point, you got to think, like, if I found this one spider, I could find another. And fingers crossed that my daughter doesn't get shot in the fucking process. Like, you're like, what? And then the editing is so bad in this movie. This editing, the CGI with these spider people in Peru jumping through trees to trees is so bad. So bad. And the bad guy, I don't know what his issue is or what his curse is. Because, yes, he stole the spider. Apparently, he got bit by the spider, sure. And his curse is that he sees who's going to kill him. That's the curse. Is that really the only curse you could think of when you steal that spider? Sure. But okay, the curse is that these girls are going to kill him. They steal the spider. Why they steal the spider, how they know the spider is there, doesn't explain it. Doesn't explain the dreams, how these three girls randomly find the spider. Apparently they were playing like hokey pokey or spin the bottle with the fucking spider, because apparently the spider bites all of them and they all get different unique powers, which makes no sense because if the Peruvian people, right, got bit by the spiders and they have the whole, jumping, crawling, doing spider things, why do these three girls have completely different powers than the Peruvian people? Like, what makes them get these powers and they don't explain it? Fine, whatever. Okay, if you know you're gonna die by jumping out of a window, move. We've seen you jump shit ton of buildings in this film, so what makes you think you're not going to survive this jump or like grab on to the building? No? Okay, makes no goddamn sense. Sure, whatever. All right, and they filmed this. Okay, this is supposed to be made in 2003 because one of the plot points is, facial recognition. Sure, why not? But then it makes you think like, okay, this is 2003. What universe are we in? We're not in the Tobey Maguire's universe, that's for goddamn sure. We're not in the Tom Holland's. We are not in Andrew Garfield's. who is this other Peter Parker? Like, and then why does this Peter Parker get the spider bite? Is it because of Madam Web? I don't know. All right, let's just continue on through the movie. Okay. You see it in the trailers, right? Where the ambulance gets hit by the semi. Sure. All right. There's a kind of a pivotal point where she's kind of going crazy because now she can see the future. Where was that semi going? When you pan out, literally the only the only location this Mack truck was going to go is to the fucking river, the Hudson River. I'm guessing that's where it's at. There is nowhere for that truck to go. Why it's going that fast? It makes no fucking sense. And that's where I get very frustrated with movies like this. Like, look at your surroundings and what is occurring, because it just doesn't work. Also, right, you've seen in the trailer as well where Adam Scott, basically, which is hint, hint, Ben Parker, which that age difference is kind of fucking odd because he does not look like he's going to be like an 80-year-old Ben Parker. But let's continue on to that route. How does he get down to Dakota Johnson to save her? How? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, that bridge is fucking far. How? There's no ladders nearby. How does he get down there? Doesn't explain it. And that's what this movie does. It basically makes the audience think, oh, you're fucking stupid, and you're dumb. And then Dakota Johnson, just as a character, she's just a dick. Dick to everyone, dick to these kids, dick to everyone around her. Sure. All right, now we're going on slowly but surely. And now the kids might die in a train. Sure. Why is Dakota Johnson getting arrested? There is no rhyme or reason for her to even remotely, the cops going straight to her, be like, you're getting arrested. Because the girl, when she yelled, oh, I'm getting kidnapped, is a completely different cop. So how would she know? And if other cops are getting fucking ransacked by this guy in a black suit, you're worried about Dakota Johnson? Why are you worried about Madam Web? She did nothing wrong in that situation. And again, with their whole radio thing, it's like, why? It doesn't make sense. And now this whole time, oh, let's rewind. I really hate it in movies when you have a car chase or a fast moving vehicle scene and it is so fucking slow. The thing that the main, thing, oh my god, I'm getting flustered. The ambulance scene in the very beginning, you could tell they're going maybe 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, and they do these weird jump cuts to make it feel like you're going fucking fast. It doesn't look like you're going fast, though. All right, so they take these girls to the forest. Cool beans, right? And this is where they go like, oh, my daddy's rich because they're polluting the world and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so she leaves and says, I need to find out about the spider thing. Hint, hint, I'll be back in 3 hours. The girls go, no, I'm going to go to a diner because we're starving. All right, cool, you're starving. But you know what? You guys are just bitching about, I don't know, pollution, and you leave the campfire going. You don't try to put out the campfire, so you're trying to burn down the forest at the same time? What's going on here? Oh, and that whole scene in the forest, some of the worst acting and worst dialogue decisions ever. There is so much repeating in that scene where it's like, repeat after repeat. It's a fucking skipping record, that scene. All right, fair enough. And so it's supposed to keep hidden because these girls are kidnapped, right? Cool. Fair enough. So when they're at the diner, they start dancing on this fucking table with this basketball team. Sure, if you're trying to keep it conspicuous. But then at the same time, this very shy girl who's wearing the most skimpiest outfit, which a shy girl would never wear that, starts dancing on this scene. And you're like, I mean, and she's supposed to be like, oh, the shy, ugly one. You're not the ugly one. None of these girls are really the ugly ones, but they act like they are on some levels. Okay, cool. Beans. Cool. All right. Now we have a Britney Spears song. And in one of the flashbacks, she runs through the forest, which I guess running through the forest is a 3-minute thing because a Britney Spears song is about, let's go 3 minutes, 20 seconds. How is she running a half a mile in 3 minutes and 20 seconds to get to the diner? But then she's like, okay, let's retry this. So let's get in the taxi and try to go around all these cars in 3.5 minutes, which makes no sense. Like, the timeline of the song and what is occurring makes no fucking sense. Of course, she uses perfect timing, save the girls, whatever. All right. Then she has another, then she's like, I gotta go to Peru, and you're gonna stay with Parker. Again, perfect timing. She goes to Peru, finds exactly where her mom was. I mean, it must have been like, I'm landing this plane. I'm just going to go in this random ass big fucking forest and know exactly where my mom was without help. I mean, I'm just going to, whatever. And this is where she kind of gets her main powers of seeing the future multiple times, almost like Professor X. Sure. And now, oh my God, she's got to go back to America to save the girls. But you know what? The girls are now in danger because someone's giving birth to Peter Parker. Again, perfect timing. She doesn't call like, hey, you know what? I'm coming back from Peru, and let's just stay safe. If the water is gonna break, let's just have a little plan. No call. But the perfect timing of like they leave for the hospital, she arrives 15 minutes later. Perfect fucking timing. And again, at the same time with all this is happening, is horrible CGI, transitions that make no sense, editing that's just fucking atrocious. All right, so now we go to the start of the main battle sequence. How does a fucking ambulance like do a 2.5 story just pew, land on the guy and just continues to ride along? Sure, the suspension on that would be fucked. All right, and now she's like, let's go to this warehouse where someone died because there's a lot of explosives there. You would think that with that fire, a lot of that shit would be gone anyway. But what the fuck, why not? It's part of the story. Okay, of course, at the very end, like, it's this, reverse. There is some of the worst post-production lip movement ever. It is when he's in his apartment talking to this girl that's going through all the cameras, and I swear to God, he's not saying a fucking thing, but he is just more of like, you're not moving, but you're talking perfectly fine. It makes no fucking sense. And you're just like, what the fuck? Okay, now let's go back to the warehouse. All right, cool. Now, apparently, Dakota Johnson, my Adam Webb, can see fucking everything. Like, literally, fucking, pew, pew. I'm going to save you here, like, automatically. Just knows exactly what's going to occur. Sure. And then the stupidest thing is, like, there's a sign she sees the vision, right? A sign is going to fall on the bad guy. Cool beans, motherfucker. But you know what? She keeps looking back at the sign. Looking back. If I was the guy, I'd be like, why do you keep looking at that S? Why do you keep looking? But that doesn't occur. Doesn't occur at all. Anyway, of course, he dies. She gets blind and paralyzed. I just don't know how. Like, I don't remember her getting hit in the head at all. Maybe with a fireball, but whatever. Anyway, okay. So he's dead, right? So that means, like, he's dead. His apartment's going to be ransacked by the cops. Everything taken away. The spider's probably dead. But they still get their spider powers. Why the fuck do they still get spider powers when they don't know where he lives, where the spider is, and why they would even try to steal that spider? Makes no sense. Oh my God, the last scene where she's wearing those glasses and the wheelchair was some of the worst. It was laughable. Everyone in the theater was fucking laughing at how atrocious that costume was, what she was doing, the acting. It was so bad. I just basically gave you Madam Web in about 15 minutes. If I spoiled the movie for you, I'm sorry. So now you don't have to watch it. You just saved money. You saved an hour and 40 minutes of your time. There was no post-credit scene. And my God, this cost $80 million? This was at 80... Where does the money go? I just want to know. Overall, Madam Web 4DX, the only positive I can really say is the 4DX was all right. And there's a good moment where she hugs her mom. But I just don't know how she could hug her mom and the mom knows she's getting hugged by her daughter. It doesn't explain jack shit. So Madam Web will receive a 0.5 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 10%. So see the critics and user scores gave this one. Critics a 14% with 147 of them. Audience score of 55% with 250. How is there no critic consensus? There's 147 reviews. It sounds like there is some kind of shenanigans going on behind the scenes. Odd, isn't it? 14, 55, 10. Chase Lehock here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One of the things, Blueftotopia. You Bluefton, take a watch. Have a great day. Now you can watch this tape tomorrow, week from month, or a year from every single freaking one of you. And yeah, don't watch this film. I see it making 20 to 22 in the 6th day, and it's dropping 80%. No, it is fuck yes. 80% drop. I'm calling it right now.